Je n'ai peur de personne, ni d'Hadès, ni de Satan, je suis Lilith. La dernière, je resterai jusqu'à la fin des temps. Vous ne m'oublierez jamais, ni dans vos nuits, ni dans vos rêves. Je suis Lilith, la guerrière, je brise les ailes du vent. Je ne crois en rien, je dévore le soleil, j'avale la lumière, je fracasse le mur du temps, je suis Lilith.
La jeune fille sombre n'a pas de nom, pas d'origine. Ses yeux sont transparents. Les murs du Capitole. Le néant la précédant et le vide la suit. Le néant la précède et le vide la suit. Tout se plie.
Things first, a sigil is a symbol used in magic, often representing a specific intent, concept, entity, or a complex idea. The term sigil comes from the Latin word sigillum, meaning seal. In its broadest sense, a sigil is any glyph or character with mystical or magical significance. The sigil of Lucifer represents Lucifer, a complex character in Christianity. It's also known by a few other names: Seal of Satan, Sigil of Satan, Sigillum Diabolus, Sigillum Luciferi, and Sigillum Satanas. There's also a symbol called the Leviathan Cross, also known as a cross of Satan or the brimstone symbol. It features an infinity symbol with a double-barred cross located at the midpoint. The infinity sign represents the eternal universe, while the double-barred cross symbolizes protection and balance between people. The connection between Leviathan, brimstone, an archaic word for sulfur, and Satanists likely springs from the fact that the Leviathan cross is a symbol for sulfur in alchemy.
Baal is a Canaanite and Phoenician deity, and the son of the chief god El. In artistic depictions and archaeological finds, Baal took the shape of a bull or ram and had associations with fertility. This god also, apparently according to Canaanite lore, defeated El and had associations with the sun and thunder. And of all the foreign gods the Israelites came into contact with, they appeared to struggle the most with worshiping this one. One of the most famous instances of Israel going head-to-head with the prophets of Baal comes from 1 Kings 18. In this chapter, the prophet Elijah and the prophets of Baal have a showdown to prove the power of their god and gods. Elijah remains silent during the exchange, whereas God showers a sopping wet altar with fire. All 450 prophets of Baal do not escape the slaughter that takes place after that. In short, Scripture has nothing positive to say about Baal. Most often, it condemns Baal worship. An example of Israel going after Baal leads to their loss of direction and, ultimately, scattering at the hands of the Assyrians and the Babylonians.